I try and get them to work together in groups of 3, usually, or 2, frequently, like at least once a class period. I ask them clicker questions, and I tend to ask clicker questions to which there's not a correct answer, but where you can either choose from a selection of equally correct or incorrect ones and get them to talk about it with each other before they decide and also afterwards. So one of the things that I started doing this for was just to have them wake up. If you're looking at another Greek statue, it gets really boring. But if you're required to stand up and stand like an Egyptian, it's hard. It's in fact impossible to stand like an Egyptian, and it makes it clear that the Egyptians are doing something with a visual portrayal that is not anatomically feasible. And then you could talk about why they were doing that, but in the meantime, the students have stood up, they've woken up again, and they will always remember that it's impossible for Egyptians actually to stand like that.
One of the things I try to tempt them, I tell them, look, office hours is free tutoring from the person who's making the exam. How much more valuable can that be? I mean, really, you'd have to be kind of foolish not to come take advantage of that, right? Now, not everyone does, and I certainly respect that, but I also like to remind them of those type of things because I think that can be very helpful.
One of the most important things is you have to be aware of sort of who the students are in the class and what the culture is with regard to the textbook. Do they come to the class having read the book? Do they read it after class? What are the expectations and what are the sort of the very intangible culture around a course? And the first couple of years that I was here, I don't think I was as aware of what would work best in working with the students. And so I experimented around and eventually iterated toward the process that I've gotten to.